So you got the 49ers versus Cowboys preview, week 5. You know, this is going to be a primetime game. This is going to be the real test between both teams. You know, both of them are in the top 3 in the conference. The Niners and the Eagles and the Cowboys are definitely in the top 3 of the NFC. So this is going to be a primetime game between both teams. Both have great history franchise. So what's going to be the matchup between the two? So let's look at the tail of the tape of the Cowboys. They are a very good defense. They're a very good defensive team, which I think they're ranked at least in the top 3 in defense. So that makes up the slack of their offense, which is a little suspect. But when you look at the competition they played, first week of the season, the New York Giants. But when you look at the overall performance, was it on their offense? Nah. You look at their defense, they picked up the slack. Their previous games, the New York Jets, it had a lot to do with their defense taking the job, but their offense did a little of their part. Then you look at the Arizona Cardinals from week 3, they lost because their offense couldn't move the ball and get to the red zone. And then you look at the game against the Patriots, a lot of it had to do with their defense creating turnovers and momentum. So that's why they're 3-1 for a reason, because of their defense. Their defense has been keeping this team in games when it was necessary. You look at the 49ers, their offense is ranked number 2. Their defense is in the top 5. They complement one another. The Niners, coming into week 1 of the season, they dominate the Pittsburgh Steelers. They beat the LA Rams. They beat the Giants on a short week. They beat the Arizona Cardinals. It's just the Niners are more of a complete football team right now. So what's the weakest link of the 49ers that everybody's wondering? It could be a little bit of the secondary. It can be a little bit of the right side of the offensive line. You can see a little of the weakness. But I think the team is always looking room to improve. You look at the Dallas Cowboys' weakest link is their run defense. It's probably one of the weakest parts of their defense. You can run the ball effectively well. You can impose their will, and they're going to have a hard time. There's a little bit of weakness in their secondary that you can expose because we've done it in previous years. What do the Cowboys have in this matchup that can favor them? If their offense can complement their defense, you might have a ball game. But looking at this matchup, it just doesn't seem like a good matchup for the Cowboys. You look at the Niners, they're just a physical football team. They're going to meet their match, which they met the Cardinals the previous week. It's going to be a lot worse. But the Dallas Cowboys have some weapons, so they should be able to be in this ball game, but we'll see what happens. I mean, Dak Prescott, he is who he is. He's a regular season quarterback. He'll definitely put the shoulder on him. They got the receiving core. They should be solid. I mean, the running game's okay, but they don't have that type of offense that scares you. I don't know. That's just my opinion. Maybe the fact because of what they're playing, you kind of question it a little bit. You would figure maybe they have confidence when they play these type of competition. They would have to put up some points on offense, but no. You got to look at the rest of the games they played. It was based by their defense. The Niners, you look at their games, it was based by their offense and their defense doing the job too. So that's the difference. The Niners are more of a complete football team. So that's going to be the interesting factor. Why I would pick the Niners in this matchup is pretty obvious. But I'm going to give you guys my final score prediction for this game. And I'm going to tell you why I picked the Niners in this matchup. So I'm going to go with the scoreboard for the Niners and Cowboys. It's going to be 31-16. The Niners are going to have a slow start in the first half. And then in the second half, they're going to close the game. It's going to be pretty obvious. Because in the second half, the defense makes the most adjustments. The Cowboys may be going on a good start in the first half, but they'll start to fall off. And that's where the Niners get it done. So I'd expect it to be this type of game. So the Niners should be able to win on a primetime game.